Late night edition. The week 9 waivers. Let's go. Listen, I'm not going to play with you guys. I'm trying to kick out this content, plus live a life, plus be a single father. But I'm not going to finish until I'm done. I'm not going to finish until I'm done. Sounds good. Let's start with quarterbacks. Week 9. All right, first off, I hope that was informative with the news and notes. I thought it was pretty strong. You know what I'm saying? It's help you navigate through this week. Man, it's been a crazy season. It's been a crazy season. All right, for week 9, let's talk about, number 1, let's talk about Mike White for the Jets. And he's going to start this week. Okay, make no mistake about it. He's going to start. Dude, went 37 for 45, 405 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. He had 33 fantasy points. He's going to sling it. They're not going to run the ball. Yeah, Coach Mike Saleh, but he's not Shanahan. He's not going to be running the ball like that. He's going to sling it, man. I respect that. And if you ask me, I don't think Corey Davis is going to play. So I think this dude's going to throw. And I just think he's excited about what he saw. He got a victory. And if they can take down the Colts, it's going to be a serious quarterback situation, like I said earlier. But I'll say Mike White, if you want to pick up somebody, Mike White for this week. Number 2, he might not be out there, but he probably got dropped because they played Buffalo. And I expected him to have a pedestrian effort. He went 18 points against the Bills. Let's just go to a Tago. But this week he plays against, Houston. He's gonna score. He's gonna definitely score upper 20s. Okay. So guess what? Put 2 in your lineup, man. If you need a quarterback, if your quarterback on bye, 2 is gonna give you juice. So if you got a modest quarterback that's just gonna give you 20, 21, 2 gonna outperform that. Trust me, 2 gonna outperform that. 3, I'll put them on here. Hopefully you can understand this. It's Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian. I don't know what they're going to do there, so I wouldn't recommend any of these guys. I don't know if he's going to start, if he's just coming back. And he did well in his effort, but really, I wouldn't start neither because you don't really know yet if he's going to start or if he's going to start, he's going to come and do the utility. So, and even if Taysom Hill start, it's going to be pedestrian type stuff. You're going to get like a 22 or 23, and that's going to be like a great game or something. So I'd rather go with something higher upside. Like Carson Wentz. I put one of my boys on Carson Wentz when his running back went down. Someone that I coach personally here locally. And homeboy for Seattle went down. And sure enough, I had to pick up Wentz. He didn't want to pick up Wentz. But I'm like, hey, man, pick up Wentz. He's going to be solid. He's been solid ever since, okay? Wentz has scored 20 points in the past 5 weeks. Over 20 points in the last 5 weeks. Not 20 points. He scored over 20 points. And dude got 11 TDs in that span. Like 2 TDs, 2 TDs, 2 TDs, 3 TDs, 2 TDs. You know what I'm saying? It's like the dude's money. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to lose your lead for you. He's going to put up 20 plus points. So those are my quarterbacks. Mike White, Tua. Actually, I would put Carson Wentz above them. And I'll put Taysom Hill and Simeon at 4. Okay? So, actually, I wouldn't have tried to pick either one of these dudes up. I'll put Wentz at number 3. Okay? So, just some giggles. Just so you can see it. Alright? So, there are your quarterbacks. Week 4 waivers. Week 9 waivers. Alright? There we go. All right, here we go with the running backs. Man, it's going to get juicy, right? It's going to get juicy. It's going to get juicy like a steak up in this Sunday. So, what we're going to have here, we're going to have a plethora. A plethora. Well, last time you heard plethora. We're going to have a plethora of gentlemen players up here today. First right off the bat, we're going to go with Jeremy McNichols. Okay, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna put /AP Shits and giggles, okay? Because the thought is for AP to come in and take the short yardage stuff. But let's understand, he don't know the playbook. He been sitting on his ass. Jeremy Nichols been there, and he's receiving back. I think they'll throw a little bit more, dump him off, give him a little bit more rushes. Peterson just going to be Peterson. The freaking dude's 36, okay? He's 3'6". He's not going to come in and be Derrick Henry. Not even 3/4 of Derrick Henry. Hopefully a half. And he's not going to catch. You know how Derrick Henry get that little side thing, and he ain't going to do that. AP ain't going to do that. All that's going to go to McNichols. I think he should be the number 1 pickup this week. Number 2. I mentioned him last week, but he still didn't get picked up a lot of times. Boston Scott. I'm going to possibly Jordan Howard. Because the other guy, the rookie, seemed like he's out of the rotation, essentially. Remember you guys last week on my waiver wire pickup show, I mentioned that you should pick up the rookie, which was already rostered on a lot of teams. And Boston Scott, I had him over there. And when I mentioned, I said, be careful, because sometimes they like to play the coaches like to play the veterans more than they like to actually play the rookies. So they favor somebody that already been there. And sure enough, Boston Scott got the start, but they didn't announce that until like pregame. So it had no way of knowing. So he had like 2 touchdowns, and Jordan Howard had 2 touchdowns, and the rookie ain't had jack. So anybody that took a flyer on the rookie got squatted on. So I wouldn't recommend him at all. Number 3, this is if you need wins right away. You know what I'm saying? And some people need wins right away because certain people don't buy and stuff like that. I'm going to go Carlos Hyde. Like, Carlos Hyde, oh! But look how Jacksonville been using their running backs. Jacksonville been using their running backs like they just been with Robinson. They'll start them and you'll get the rushes because there's no ETN. You'll be getting the rushes and you'll get passing work. So even Carlos Hyde, when he got breaks for freaking, you know what I'm saying, for hands. But he's going to get the attempts. And they'll be getting boat raced by Buffalo. So guess what? He'll be getting some pass catching work. So if you need a guy, he's a guy that you can easily put into your flex and feel great about it. And he's not going to kill your team, that's for sure. Number 4. Oh, man. Hey, look, this guy did great. I was like, who the hell is this dude? Derek Gore. Derek Gore from Kansas City. He had double-digit carries. And he had a touch. I don't think he had a touch. Not sure if he had a touch, to be totally honest with you. But, the dude was balling. And they showed, he did have a touch. He had a touch. Like, who's this guy that's toting and stuff like that? So, you never know. He can supplant CEH. And if anything happened to the other cat that he shared a route with, he could be a league winning type running back. So, if you got the space for him, go ahead and give him a shot. Number 5, go Ty Johnson. They're committed to old boy over there, the rookie. But he's been getting a lot of pass down work. He's been getting a lot more pass down work. You look at his numbers, man. He's been scoring mid-double digits in the mid-teens all the time, Ty Johnson, last few weeks. And if they're going to continue to dump it down like that, and the Rick going to continue to dump it down, he's going to be the main beneficiary. Number 6, Jay Patterson. They're on a bye week, Washington. But for all the Gibson owners, you need to, capitalize on Patterson. Because McKissick's going to be McKissick. But Patterson's getting the work. And I think they'll eventually shut old boy down. He's going to miss a couple games in a row or something. So Patterson's be a nice pickup for when and if that happens. And I think it'll be when, vice if. Now, we're on our way to the wide receivers. All right, let's go wide receivers for week 9. And this is going to be pretty cool, because some of these guys are going to be taken, may be taken, But some of them may be good. And listen, some of these guys are poised for straight goodness. All right? So check it out. All right. Number one, we're going to go chill. Don't be trying to move. Devontae Parker from Miami. You know, the wicked wide receiver over there can't get it done alone, and they ain't got Fuller over there, so Fuller's still hurt. So they got to rely on Devontae Parker. Devontae Parker had 11 targets last week versus the Bills. He ended up going 8 for 85. That's solid. And if you're in half-point PPR, that's what, 12? That's like 10 and a half points, 10.8 points. Something along those lines. Maybe no more than that. No, that's like more than that. Like 12 points or something like that. Yeah, 12.5 points. And that's solid for not catching a touchdown. Devontae Parker should be a nice play. And they play the Texans this week. So you need Devontae Parker. He'll be a nice pickup. You need a wide receiver. I'm going to put, number 2, I'm going to put Crowder / Elijah Moore. All right, because I don't think old boy, number 1 receiver over there for the Jets, I don't think he's going to play. And like I mentioned in the earlier video, so I think Crowder and Elijah Moore would be the total beneficiaries on top of dropping it down to the wide receivers. To the cornerbacks. Crowder's Crowder. I believe Elijah Moore has more upside, but Crowder has more targets currently. So, see how you take it how you see fit. Number 3, Jamal Agnew. Somebody put me on the Jamal Agnew, to be honest with you. I pretty much try to stay away from Jacksonville, but this dude been balling. Yeah, 18 targets the last 2 weeks, 12 last week. And he's playing against the Bills this week. And if he's the target leader and they're going to be getting boat raced, that dude should have double-digit targets again and probably get to 7-8 catches again. Possible TD because he got a TD last week. So he's a solid player as well. Number 4. He probably not out there, but I'm just write him down just for shits and giggles. Cole Beasley. Chances are he's not out there. Probably over 50% on. But the fact that the tight end out there, which is Josh Allen's best friend, he's been throwing it to Cole Beasley lately. So, all right, now we're finna get into some home run hitter type stuff. With the unfortunate situation that happened to Ruggs, man, we'll never see him again in the uniform, most likely. The main beneficiaries are Hunter Renfrow, and Renfro's probably owned, but Bryan Edwards probably isn't in more traditional leagues. Bryan Edwards is more so that traditional, I don't want to say Megatron, but that big body receiver, Bryan Edwards, that actually can make those big plays. He can stretch the field. He can catch quick stuff in the goal line, jump balls. This might, listen, unfortunate. Life is life, okay? Life is life. It don't matter if it's me, you, or anybody else. Life runs over and keeps rolling, and it never looks back, because we're all replaceable. We're meaningless to it. We're just mere human beings. This might be the break this dude needed, Bryan Edwards. Very possible. If anything, that's close to being somebody that can be a league-winning type wide receivers, and I really don't vouch for league-winning wide receivers because I'm a type of guy where league winners are like running backs or quarterbacks that break out and got picked super late or something like that. Wide receivers are just wide receivers. But he can be pretty close to it. Bryan Edwards, he can really, truly pop. Exclamation, another exclamation. Number 6 is Van Jefferson. Like I mentioned earlier today in an earlier video, they released Deshaun Jackson. They like to have, over there at the Rams, they like to have 3 wide receiver sets. So they have Cup, they have Bobby Trees, and they have Van Jefferson, they have the tight end there and stuff like that. But I'll be honest with you, I think he really the number 2 receiver over there. I think he the number 2 because, look, Robert Woods used to play for Buffalo. A lot of people probably don't know that because they just think, oh, he's been there so long. Nah, but he had years at Buffalo. So he's, I would say old, but he got age on him, even though he's still bald. They grooming this boy. They grooming this boy. Van Jefferson. And number 7, deep dart throw. Deep dart throw. Only as far as I can recommend. Anyway, is Tajay Sharp. Listen, since it's unfortunate, but since really then took a step away from football, it made me multi-weeks. It might be the rest of the year, who knows? For his mental health, somebody got to be the leading getter, lead targets over here. He had 6 targets along with the tight end this past week. Russell Gage, he had nothing. He didn't much have a catch. So Tajay Sharp might be the de facto number 1 wide receiver around there. Okay? So, I mean, granted, you got Patterson, and he's going to catch out of the backfield, but he kind of like multi-purpose and stuff like that. But he got 6 targets, and he caught 5 of them. You know, so if you need a stab in the dark, they're always going to be losing, but God, I don't want to say we've seen the best of Matt Ryan, because Matt Ryan just trash. That team's a hot mess. So that's a desperation. But still, he ain't gonna give you no dud though. He ain't gonna give you no dud. Tajay Sharp. Let's go to the tight ends. On to the tight ends. We're gonna go with, I got a few here. And 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go with Patricia. We ain't gonna call him Patricia. Like we call Pat Mahomes Patricia. We're not gonna do that. No. Pat Freiermuth for Pittsburgh. With Eric Ebron having this little injury, like hamstring or something like that. Look, man, this dude's gonna capitalize. Look, I love Claypool, but Ben just can't throw it downfield like that. And anything short to medium range, it always go to freaking buttnut over there, freaking Deontay Harris. You know what I'm saying? But he's getting into all the tight end juice, it seemed like, for now. They went to him at the goal line, and he scored. So Pat Freiermuth is a tight end to be picked up this week. Second is Tyler Conklin. Again, Tyler Conklin is not going to give you a goose. He will give you juice every single week for Minnesota. Even when they do be sucking. He's going to give you 6 or 7 points. That's in standard. Really, he'll give you 8 or 9. You know, because that dude's going to catch balls, okay? Tyler Conklin. And then third, Dan Arnold. Hopefully we don't have to stoop to Dan Arnold. But he has been getting volume. You know, last week, he had 10 targets. The dude had 10 targets, man. Against the Seahawks, he went 8 for 69. That ain't a lot, but in half-point PPR, 8 for 68. Half-point PPR, so that's additional 4 points. So that's 10.8 points, man, from a tight end, bro. That's golden. You know what I'm saying? So, Dan Arnold, Pat Freiermuth, Tyler Conklin, Dan Arnold. Those are your tight ends for week 9. Now, on to the defenses. All right. Now, some of these guys may already be picked up. You know what I'm saying? Every league's different, though, you know? So, I'm going to give you 3 defenses. May or may not be picked up with solid matchups. You have the Saints. Let's say they probably picked up. They've been balling lately, too, so they probably picked up. You got Dolphins. I know, Dolphins defense sucks. I know. But hear me out a little bit. And then you got the Colts. All right. I probably should have put Colts above Dolphins. But I don't know. Jets pretty solid, but I'm just using the highest ones picked up. They Saints play versus the Falcons. Saints should eat like a mug, okay? Falcons. That's an O. So Saints should eat strong. And Dolphins play against the Texans. Texans going to lose. Dolphins going to win. And the Colts play versus Jets. That's probably why I have them third. Because Jets might just pop off. But Saints, Dolphins, and Colts. If it's any other players that's on you, or teams that's on the waivers that might be better than that, because I know a league where Pittsburgh was on the waiver wire. It happens, you know, so just check and see. These are your defenses for week 9. Hope you enjoyed. It's your first time. Press like, comment, subscribe. Flawless Fantasy Football. Hit the comments, press like. Saw the video so late, but we're going to pop it off. Let me know what y'all got. Let me know who you picked up on the waivers. And if you need to start sit questions, always jump and hit me up in the most recent video, and I'll answer your question as soon as possible. Holla at your boy, Flawless Fantasy Football. Peace.